Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss. And I just want to thank everybody who's been doing their 50 minutes or more of laughing every day because, it's so many benefits to laughing and there's so many benefits, health benefits, healing of the body, tones your abs, don't stop going to the gym. There's so many different things that laughing does, and also it's free. Someone told me the other day it's free and it keeps you looking youthful. So I'm glad that people are commenting. I thank for all the comments and everything. And also, laughing is for everybody, all ages. It's not just limited to one age group or one age bracket, so everybody can participate in it. And later on, I'm going to be talking about some benefits to coconut water and also watermelon. Well, I guess in Canada, while we can get the watermelon, or we have to send out for it, or the different melons. So I'm going to give some information about that, and we'll see how that goes. And people are already asking about it already. So when I'm getting ready to do that, I will. But today we got a very serious, energetic, topic. People, a lot of people think that, investing, doing things is boring, but not this project that's going to be happening. So I'm going to let the CEO tell us all about it. And it's an enrich smart city, enrich resort city in Limbe, Cameroon. And we're going to let him tell us all about it. What's going to be, what do you need to get involved in it, the whole thing. Yes, I do different topics also. So, this is a good one. So we're going to find out all the information about it. With no further ado, I introduce to you Dr. Sam TITA.
DBoss. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, I see you're laughing there. So,
well, talking about laughing, I think it's impossible to hang out with you and not laugh because you're full of laughter yourself. So, thanks for having me on the program again today.
Okay. All right. So we're going to delve into it because, it's a little bit extensive product, but, he breathes, eats, sleeps. This is all he's talking about is this project. So tell us about this Enrich Resort City that you're doing in Limbe, Cameroon.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Like you said, we've lived and breathed this stuff for the last several years now. Limbe, Cameroon is where I was born. Beautiful little resort city, town on the southmost part of Cameroon. Cameroon is a country that straddles Central and West Africa. It is called the Africa in miniature because it's beautiful. It's got all of the geographic, what would you call it, characteristics of all of Africa. So the desert, the savanna, the hills, and the Atlantic Ocean, it's all there. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Now, we decided to build the Enrich Resort City there for all kinds of reasons. Number one, of course, it's a location. It is beautiful. Number two, because it has a very rich tourist architecture. All right. So it's got several UNESCO designated areas. Now, did you know, DBoss, right? The Amazon jungle is big and it's popular. But what they don't know is the Ja Reserve, which is the biggest. It eclipses the Amazon jungle. All right. Right now, the UN is down there. They're making sure the locals don't cut down the trees. They don't depopulate it. Of course, we eat bush meat in Cameroon, right? So we go hunting and we get the animals from the wild. It's an African thing, okay? But they want to make sure that, that stuff is preserved because they don't want that forest to be tampered with. Because right now, it helps the environment globally, not just Africa, not just Cameroon, but globally. It's very powerful. So all of this is in Cameroon. The highest mountain in the central West Africa is in Cameroon. Mount Cameroon, it's called, and so many other things. So the tourism and ecotourism infrastructure is there, very rich. The Atlantic Ocean, of course, I don't need to sell that. It is absolutely beautiful. And this property is raised up about 20 meters above the sea level, so we're not worried about the ocean. You're sleeping at night and the ocean comes. There's a big surge and a wave takes you away. No, none of that stuff. Beautiful, beautiful peninsula. So those are some of the reasons, just naturally. On the economic side, you see the rates of return that an investor can get from investing in a place like Cameroon right now. Now, neighboring country, Nigeria, there's been a lot of money going into Nigeria. They're doing very well. If you go to the east, you get places like Kenya. Go to the south, South Africa. Then you've got places like Tanzania. There's so many. Morocco to the north. There are so many places in Africa that are already developed. Cameroon is it is developing very quickly. A lot of good things happening there, but it has not gotten the attention that it needs now, which is beautiful. That is, I'm not complaining there. It is beautiful because it allows people to take advantage, because you're not going to get the rates of return in Nigeria that you get in Cameroon right now. You're not going to get those rates of returns in Canada, the United States, even in China, okay? Because China is relocating factories to Africa, okay? So
okay.
Yes, they are, because China has developed so much. The cost of living has gone up. The cost of everything is going up. I don't know if you've looked at China recently. So they're relocating factories to places like Cameroon and other parts of Africa because the ROIs on investing is significantly higher in places like Cameroon right now. So for the business side, rates of return, Cameroon is perfect because, again, being the biggest economy in the Central African zone, it gets about 76% of all tourism going into all the countries in Central Africa. Cameroon gets 76+% of all of that tourism. That is a beautiful thing for a business. So on the business side, those are some of the reasons why I've shared on the, I guess, the ecotourism side. Those are also, I've given you reasons. But then there is another reason why we're doing this in Cameroon. Now, Cameroon has this property, and by the way, DBoss, it's 168 acres of pristine property. All right,
Right.
it's located 10 minutes. Okay, please, guys, listen to this. It's the Bimbia Slave Port. You may want to write it out. Bimbia, Bimbia, the Bimbia Slave Port. The Bimbia Slave Port is one of the major ports where people on the continent of Africa, you see, when they were raped and stolen from and the kidnapped and shipped to the global north, the folks that are the Bimbia slave port is where 1 in 10 of all of those people who left the continent of Africa and they were shipped to the global north, 1 in 10 of them came through the Bimbia slave port. Very, very important. Now, this is why it's so important. Because, of course, it's a very, very historical landmark going back hundreds of years. And the place is there. It was called the Bimbia Gate of No Return because when our foreparents went through that area, that gate, they never came back. I mean, it was bye-bye. They never, ever got to see the continent again alive. They were gone. They were taken away. So that's very important. Now, why is that so important? Because people of African descent all over the world, and right now, the statistics indicate that there's about 300 million people of African descent. In America, about 50 million, Canada, maybe 1 point something million, in Brazil, about 90 million, and they're spread all over the place. In the Americas in particular, lots of people of African descent, in Europe as well. Now, of the about 300 million people of the African diaspora, 1 in 10 of them, so 10%, would have come through the Bimbia slave port. Okay, so that's why when you do DNA samples and you find a lot of people they trace their roots back to Cameroon. That's because of the Bimbia. Their foreparents have gone through the Bimbia slave port. Now, why is all of this important? Ghana, the country Ghana, In 2018, Ghana did something amazing. They declared the year of return, where they said to people of African descent all over the world, come back to Ghana and retrace your steps, retrace your roots and reconnect with your source. All right. So when Ghana made that announcement in 2018, Ghana was only getting maybe 40 to 50,000 visitor visas being issued by the country of Ghana annually. Now, by the end of 2019, we're talking 1 year, DBoss, Ghana moved from about 40,000 visas to 1.2 million visas. And that netted about $2 billion to the economy. Now, why is this important? Because people of African descent, Black folk in the diaspora, they flooded Ghana. And the Ghanaian economy has exploded as a result. And it continues to explode. This is significant because Ghana did it. Nigeria this year, 2024, is also doing now the Nigerian year of return because they saw what happened in Ghana. And so we are also planning a year of return in Cameroon. But being 10 minutes from the Bimbia slave port, what it means is that there's going to be thousands and tens of thousands of people in the African diaspora from Europe, from even as far as China, from the Americas, who are going to be traveling to Cameroon to visit the Bimbia slave port. And guess what's going to be right next to the Bimbia slave port? Enrich Resort City. They can live there, they can work there, they can enjoy themselves there. DBoss, this place is going to be beautiful. I don't know if you're going to be including some graphics or whatever of the resort. I mean, you're going to have a world-class hospital. You're going to have world-class shopping malls. There's going to be a five-star resort hotel. That's actually phase one. That's what we're going to be building starting next year. The phase one, it's a five-star water park resort and conference center. Absolutely beautiful. It's going to be managed by one of the world's biggest hotel brands, out of Europe. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So and plus Darlita, we have also villas that folks can get into. So whether you want to, and by the way, let me make this disclosure, okay? This year is I used to be an investment banker, and I do have the responsibility to say this. This here is for accredited investors. It's not for anybody, all right? If you're working a 9 to 5 and things are tight for you, this may not be the opportunity for you. It is for accredited investors. It is for institutional investors. And of course, if you're a close friend and family of the developers, that would be the Enrich Network Corp Group. Of course, I'm the CEO. It's a company owned by my family. If you're friends and family of the Enrich Network Corp family, then yes, you can get involved as well. Wow. So let me make that clear. That said, even if you can't get into the ownership of the resort itself, you can buy a villa, a place where you can go and live and enjoy it. And when you're not there enjoying it, it's going to be managed for you and money is going to be put into your account. Now, can you tell I'm excited about this, DBoss?
Yeah. No. We see it all over you. And for people that have not known about Limbe Cameroon, and where the place is going to be, it's people like beach, boat, all the stuff. They got black beaches.
They got black sand beaches, man. You go to TripAdvisor, you're going to see the kind of comments that are there. It is volcanic ash. It's beautiful, beautiful black sand. With some actually claim it has healing properties because of the rich nutrients that are in the sand. There's whales, giant whales that you can see when the season is right, just moving around in the water. Beautiful islands you can get to, beautiful waterways. It is absolutely spectacular. It is a beautiful place, and one of the things that Limbe in particular is famous for is the fresh catch of fish. I'm telling you, girl, there are people that come from the capital city, from the economic capital, from all over Cameroon, especially on the weekends. They come and they park their big SUVs and their Mercedes and all kinds of vehicles, and they line up along the waterfront. And the fish comes directly from the sea. And Cameroon, I mean, let me tell you, if you haven't eaten roast fish from Cameroon by the Limbe Atlantic Ocean, you have not tasted fish in your life. It is absolutely beautiful. So for all of those reasons, people flock to the place. All right. We have seen growth even in the value of the land that we acquired. When we bought the 168 acres, we paid a few $1,000,000. The value of that land has gone up tremendously because of demand for the place. One of the key things that are happening there, Darlita, is the Limbe deep sea port. Limbe has the most natural deep sea port in Cameroon. And so the government is going to develop it. The news of that alone, which is going to bring about 20,000 new high-paying jobs to the area, the news of that got everybody going down there to buy land, and the value of the land has become very scarce. The value of the land has gone up quite a bit. So we're very, very excited. It is a beautiful project, and it is beautiful because, Darlita, we want to make sure that this project is not just going to benefit, well, of course, being born Cameroonian. My wife is from Guyana, South America. We listen, I'm not ashamed to say we're Black folk, okay? And we want to make sure that in Africa and even in the Caribbean, there are places where visitors, locals, the indigents, I can't even imagine, Darlita, that I mean, a place like Jamaica where beaches have been sold off to large hotel chains and corporations, and you as an indigent surrounded by the ocean, and you can't go use a beach to relax and to unwind and to de-stress, that would drive me crazy. So we are making sure that that kind of thing does not happen in Cameroon. We are making sure that the indigents get to benefit from the project itself. They too are going to be shareholders. We've actually gone so far as to issue them $1 million in shares in trust for them, so that, listen, this is not going to be we make a bunch of money and then we give them $25,000 and take some pictures and everybody claps and we feel like we've done something good. No, that's not the way we're approaching it. We're bringing them to the table so that when you and I are getting dividend, and I say you and I, DBoss, because you're also a part of this project. When you and I are, you are, yeah. When we're getting dividend checks, they too are going to get dividend checks. It's not going to be charity. All right. This is how we're going to build up the community. And we've also made commitments to them that your company, get yourself trained. Your company is going to be maintaining the lawns. You're going to be doing the electrical maintenance. You're going to be doing some work. Maybe you're going to supply food. So you're going to be both service providers and suppliers of goods to the Enrich Resort City. This is how we have designed it. And we will do this in every place that we're going to build one of our resort cities in Africa.
Well, we have it on the screen there, Enrich Resort City, so you could see like a mock-up.
Yes, that is an actual. When that was designed, it was based on satellite imagery that was taken to map the topography of the place. So we're not. This is what we're going to do. We're not going to just come and level the place and cut down all the trees and level the land. No, that is going to be very boring. We don't want that kind of development. This is going to be, when it's completely built, it's going to feel like it's been there for 25 years, but all new. That's the way it's going to feel. That's how, for me, home should feel. So, those are some of the villas that folks can get into. And the beautiful thing, Darlita, is you don't have to buy a place by yourself. All right.
Right.
And buy a place. I think we're doing fractional ownership. All right. So that up to 4 people can buy one villa. And those 4 people don't have to be people that you bring. We are bringing those people. You just have to buy your portion if you can't afford to buy the whole thing. And you will still experience the 20 to 30% rates of returns for owning that place. You will also be able to still come there and enjoy it as an owner, even though you don't own the whole thing. So we've made it so that people who want to get involved can get involved, even starting with just a small deposit, about $4,000 US. You can get involved. Yes, some of it is already sold out. The Abigail villas, they're all sold out. We're left with the Maisonette villas and the Naomi villas. That's all we've got left.
Yeah, and everybody can and they're also going to have the farming. You're going to have about 60 acres for farming, organic farming,
Yes,
that you're
ma'am.
going to have on this.
Yes, yes, 60
Yeah, and a
acres.
lot of people who are interested in that, they can do that also. And then we also have the condominiums from starting from as little as 59,099 US dollars, and that should be coming. So what happened is that Dr. Sam Tita, he's making it very affordable for everybody to be involved and not say they're going to be left out.
That is true. That is true.
So,
Because
what place are you going to get a three or four furnished villa for? The upper level is 400,000, but starting from 140,000 USD, you're going to get a place. You can't find that nowhere.
Well, actually, DBoss,
Yes.
the it's 140 something thousand, but we have it on special with a 30% introductory
Mhm.
discount. It brings it down to about 999,990 dollars. So you're saving about 40 something thousand dollars if you were to get involved now. That would get
Right.
you a fractional piece of this is the biggest villas. And by the way, you mentioned something that I totally forgot. These villas are designed by the same guys that design, world class hotels all over the world, and it is furnished by those guys as well. So world class. So you're not just buying the villa; you're buying a complete turnkey villa, furnished, refrigerator, gas cooker, or electric cooker, whatever goes in there. Great furniture, flat screen television, air conditioning, all of that stuff. You're basically getting a key and coming in, enjoying the place, drop the key, take off, and it'll be managed for you. It'll be cleaned for you. You will be served, given 5-star resort treatment. Okay, that's what you're going to get. 5-star resort treatment in a place, in a villa that you own. Most of us in the global north, Darlita,
Yes.
we've not even, the only time you get to experience a little bit of that is when you visit a resort somewhere or you go to a hotel. But isn't it just amazing that you can have that kind of treatment in a place that you call your own? It is yours. You can get that kind of treatment if you get one of those villas. The condos are going to be available. The condos are not available right now. They will be available in 2026. Okay. Right now, we're just pushing out. We're going to be developing the villas and, of course, the resort itself, the 5-star water park resort and the conference center. Those are what we're developing beginning next year.
Okay. So you see that, and you can also bring your boat or buy a boat.
Well, there is going to we're going to have yachts there and boats
Yes.
for folks who want to get into the water and have a party or go whale watching or just go sightseeing. We're going to have all of that there, and depending on which of the villas you buy, some of them give you access to it. Others already give you membership. All right, like the Naomi Villas, you get actual membership. We have a 9-hole golf course. We also have, now you mentioned that farm. The farm is going to be part of our ecotourism package. Okay, there is so much stress in this part of the world, Darlita. So much stress.
And it's called Happy Harbor Farms.
Yes,
People.
Happy Harbor Farms.
Happy.
You will be able to go in there, Darlita, put on some boots, get in there and dig some cassava with your fingers, or coca yam or whatever, or harvest some mangoes and wash it and have it served to you at your dinner table. That's what that is. That farm is there, and it's going to be all organic. We're going to grow enough in there to feed the resort city itself, but also we may actually produce more and send it to market. So all of these you have access to when you are an owner in the Enrich Resort City project. Now, that project itself is a $1 billion project. You saw there, our finance partner is a Frexim Bank. We're getting all the money that we need, the debt financing to get the project built. But what we're looking for, again, for those who qualify, because not everybody qualifies, those who are accredited investors, those who are institutional investors, or again, if you're friends and family of ours, those are the folks that qualify for this. You can get involved. You can get involved and join us to build this legacy project. And
it's globally. Everybody can enjoy. It's US dollars fund. So, you don't have to say, what, we couldn't get involved because it's too expensive, or, it's too much money. Everybody can come in. If you want to be a director sitting on the board, you can come in for $100,000 US dollars, of course. And then you could be part of, to make sure all the compliance and all the other stuff are kept intact, and we're following all the rules and regulations. So don't think that.
Sorry, DBoss. Let me just provide one bit of clarity so that no one misunderstands. Yes.
Okay.
At 100,000, you qualify to be on the board of governors. Okay. The board of governors is very important because they are the stewards of the vision. They're going to make sure that we are building, because we're going to build a school for hospitality, where we're going to train the locals, the indigenes, in partnership with a German university. They will be issued diplomas. They can use it to work anywhere in the world, anywhere in Africa, anywhere in Europe, anywhere in North America. Okay, so we have made that commitment. We've also made a commitment to build some other schools. We've made a commitment to the indigenes locally, the villages. So the board of governors will be the guys that steward our promises and our commitments to the people and the vision behind the project. Okay, so at $100,000, you qualify to sit as a member of the board of governors. But there are only so many seats left that folks can get into, can get access to. And then at the $500,000 level, that's when you get to sit on the board of directors. You can make actual decisions that impact the direction of the company, and you have access to everything because you're on the board.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Well, and you're coming in at the groundbreaking. So people that are coming in now and want to do this is a great project. Yes. And you can go away to, just not here, you can go away somewhere else. Yes, the flight's a little bit longer, but everybody who wants to go places, they always take flights going all over the world. So, and you're going to your home. It's your home, right?
Very true. Very true. I mean, folks take flights for 20 hours to China, and about the same time to South Korea and to Bali, Indonesia. People, even Hawaii from Toronto is about 13, 14 hours. You know what I mean? So going to Cameroon is about 14, 15 hours. You hop into a major city in Europe, whether it's London, Brussels, Paris, it doesn't matter, Frankfurt, Germany. And then from there, you hop on another plane, and in about 6 hours, you're in Cameroon. Or you could take a direct flight from, again, because we're based in Toronto, you can take a direct flight from Toronto to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. You're already in Africa, and then you can just hop from there to Cameroon. That's a few, maybe 3 hours. Or you can take Moroccan Airlines, again, from Toronto, from Montreal, from other places, hop into someplace like Casablanca. And then from Casablanca, it's a short hop into, you're already on the continent from there. So it's really not hard at all. Now, we get folks from Europe coming in there all the time, and a lot of folks from North America coming there. So people are coming to the Bimbia slave port right now, especially from the US. They're coming to the Bimbia slave port to reconnect to their roots. And they're being brought there by, there's an American professor a Black American professor, a lady. She takes people to Cameroon so that they can visit the Bimbia slave port and reconnect with their roots. So there really is no excuse. Listen, the rate of return, we have investors in the project, okay, from the US. And the reason they're investing in the project, DBoss, is they're saying, as Black folk in the US, they feel so insecure based on all of the atrocities that are being perpetrated. I mean, I wish I could say atrocities that were being perpetrated against our people way back, but I'm talking right now, 2024. What is going on there? With the elections that's happening, people are scared. If the wrong person gets into power, man, they've experienced it before. I'm not going to mention any names. And they say,
Right.
if he doesn't get into power, it's going to be chaos. So some of the folks that are investing, they're saying, I'm doing this because I want to know that I have a place of refuge far, far away from the United States. That
Yeah.
if I have to, I will take my family and we will run there and have a place of refuge. Not just a place of refuge, a beautiful place of
Place.
refuge where they
A
can retire, they
luxurious.
can visit their families. Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of our investors from the U.S., Black folk, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Not only and a black everybody, and then people from the Caribbean, the diaspora also are thinking those things, and we're also calling out and people who are in London and UK that want to invest. They're not far from Limbe Cameroon, because it's like
Not at
about
all.
7-8 hours, because they're already halfway there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those people that are in Paris, Europe, Germany, they want to have a place, well, they're already there. So we got to come a little further across, but it's worth the trip, because once you get there, you get there. So people, and then the banks that you would use down there. Tell us a bit about the bank, Sam.
Well, our finance partner is one of the world's biggest financial institutions. Definitely one of the biggest in Africa. It's called a Frexim Bank. Uh, you know, my goodness, $40 billion or more on the balance sheet. They're the guys who funded the world's biggest oil refinery. Not the biggest in Africa, the world's biggest oil refinery, the Dangote refinery. They led the financing of that project, so they're huge. Okay, triple A1 credit rating, head office in Cairo, owned by the 55 nation states that make up the African Union. They own the bank, and it is run by a stellar team of managers, very innovative. I'm telling you, the things they're doing will absolutely blow your mind. One of Africa's best kept secrets. Okay, they're the ones that are behind us working on this project. As a matter of fact, when I met with them at their head office in Cairo, Egypt, this was a couple years ago. They liked the project so much, they said that, you know what, they would be prepared to finance it in 5 different regions on the continent of Africa. As a matter of fact, news about this smart city project got out, and one of the vice presidents of a nation in South America, in the Caribbean, I'm not going to mention any names, but they called me. We were on the phone, and they said, "Listen, Dr. Tita, we want a project like this in our country." And so there is that nation, and there are others that have already indicated interest that we come and build the same smart city to replicate what we're building in Cameroon. So we're very, very excited for the next. I don't know that I'll have another job for the remainder of my life, because developing these smart cities, beginning with the one in Limbe, I love it, because you see, it makes sense, DBoss. Smart cities make sense. It makes sense
Right.
socially. We avoid the wide, crazy urban sprawl. It makes sense ecologically. We're not damaging the environment like we've done in so many parts of the world. Okay, especially in the global north. I mean, we've deforested everywhere. We've damaged the environment so badly in the global north. All right. So smart cities make sense because they prevent urban sprawl. And then economically, I'm telling you, to be able to build and expect 40% return on investment year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. It is not something you can easily. It's not something you can easily get. But this is what our projections are indicating. And so yeah, we're very excited. You can do this from
Okay.
anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world.
Okay, so what are the requirements if people do they need if people coming from Canada, North America, do you need a visa to come into the country? What's the currency? Stuff like that.
Well, yes, you
that
do
the
need a
people
visa.
need to know?
Yeah, you need a visa to come into Cameroon.
Okay.
But again, we can help facilitate that because
Okay.
we have the support of the government.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, in 2022, the president of Cameroon, he put out an appeal to the diaspora. And he said, guys, bring some money and make some investments. Let's build up our place. And the, you know, I do some work with the African Union's sixth region, which is the voice of the African diaspora. Okay, and
Okay.
I advise on economic matters and things. And I remember meeting with the Cameroonian ambassador to United States, and we met at an event that was held by the African Union ambassador to the U.S. Her Excellency Hilda Sukamafotsi. She had an event, and I happened to speak there. The Cameroonian ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Atundi, he was there too, and he heard me speak, and he said, "Man, you got to come talk to me." So we went to the embassy, and we had conversation, and he said, "Listen, if you're going to be building smart cities in Africa, and you are Cameroonian, is there any way you can build the first one in Cameroon?" Now, given that Ghana is doing very well, Nigeria is doing very well, Kenya is doing very well, South Africa, Tanzania, all of these places, don't fly over Cameroon. Can we do the first one there? So I give him credit, okay, for doing the work that he was appointed to do to encourage that we bring this project there. And then, of course, when we started investigating and looking at it, I remember meeting with the United Nations Economic Council on Africa. They do studies on every African nation to determine what would be the most catalytic sector of the economy, the most powerful sector of the economy, that if the government put money into and the corporates put money into, it would make the economy explode. And guess what it was for Cameroon? Tourism. So everything just lined up perfectly. So we did what we needed to do, and this first project is going to happen in Cameroon. So we're very, very pleased about that.
So what's the currency of money? Are they going to be using U.S. dollars, or what's your currency of money that
We
people when they
will
go
accept
there?
US dollars, we'll accept euros,
Like everybody else.
yes, like everybody else. But the currency there is the CFA franc. Okay, the
Okay.
CFA franc. One US dollar right now is about maybe 500 CFA franc. So your money is going quite a ways down there.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
DBoss. Naomi and I were chuckling the other day. I think this was just yesterday. Okay, I was flipping through Facebook. I'm always looking to see, what people are doing. A lot of new things happening, and I saw this, like it was like a 40-foot. It's not a container house, but it looks like a container house based on the size, and it was being advertised in Canada. To be used as one of those laneway apartments. Recently in the city of Toronto, they said if you own a house in some of those areas where they have laneways dividing the two houses, it's not a public road, but folks would drive there to park their vehicles. They say you can put a laneway apartment. DBoss, 525 square feet, $230,000 before land, before taxes. $230,000. I mean, when I
Right.
bought my first house, when you and I bought our first house, a townhouse in Scarborough several years ago, we paid $144,000 for a house.
A
This
house.
thing is a literal 525 square foot container thing for $230,000. Now, I don't know if that's how you want to live your retirement, okay? Because for that kind of money, you can own a villa in a smart city with buried cable, with beautiful,
Fiber optic.
clean, piped water, 24/7 power, fiber optic internet, Wi-Fi everywhere. Oh my goodness, world-class resort, and you can have everything. You go into this place, you don't want to come out. Compare that and 525 square foot in the city of Toronto, around the GTA, for $230,000 for a little container thing, and it's not even furnished. It's not even furnished.
You got to get your furniture,
Oh, come on, man. Yeah.
unless you're laying on the ground.
Come, let's go build this thing together. That is going to be retirement for me. And we're going to do a lot of economic good and have some amazing social impact in the process.
All right. Well, this is not going to be the last you're going to hear from Dr. Sam TITA. He'll tell us as the stages go on and the different parts, and if people want to be, you know, just don't sit down there and wondering what to do, because we have the offer that's going till December, at the end of December, the 30% off. So you can,
The
you
villas.
know, so off the villas. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And if
where
you
can
want,
they
if,
find?
well, if a person wants to get involved, again, if they qualify and they want to get involved, starts at $5,000 because the shares are $1 a share. A block of
Mhm.
5,000. Once you get a block of 5,000, you can do it increments of 1,000, but the first block would need to be at least $5,000. And of course, you can go as high as you want to. Right now, we have room for about $7 million, so about 7 million shares available to be taken. And like I said, 500,000 you get to sit on the board of directors. 100,000 you qualify to sit on the board of governors. Okay, to
Mhm.
shepherd the direction of the project.
Okay.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to get involved, who are they going to call? They're going to call DBoss because she is business development for the project, and she can give you any information you want. So DBoss, I think you're going to put your information on your screen there so that folks can see. Or they know how to
Or
do
they
it.
can just reach out, and they have the internet. Just say where you saw this. It was on you saw this on CaribVision, Bell 5. That's gone out to 28 different countries, as everybody can see. And London, UK. If you guys see it there, you could just reach out to me and at Darlita at Enrich Resort City.com.
Well, actually, you
No, no,
are. Yeah.
Enrich. No, sorry. It's so many things. Sorry, Enrich. It's Darlita at Enrich Business.
No, Enrich Network.
Enrich. Okay, Enrich Network.
EnrichNetwork.com. Yes, yes. So
Yes,
we own the Enrich brand. The Enrich brand has
yes.
Enrich
It's Enrich.
Hub, Enrich Network, Enrich Building Solutions, Enrich Resort City. I know. Those are all our
It's a lot
brands.
of enrichments there.
Yes, your email is darlita at enrichnetwork.com.
Yes. So you
Yes.
guys can reach out, and I can explain. I can send you all the information you saw early on the screen. And, Dr. Sam Tita will be back to tell us, different phases, and to get involved. And I'm not talking to you, just going to get involved. Just you can get involved globally. Everybody can get involved. It's just, this is not a thing just for, we're in Canada. Yes, they had offices in Canada. They also have an office in Cameroon,
Mhm.
but you guys, everybody from anywhere, even if you're in Cameroon and you didn't hear about it, well, you're hearing about it now. So, so we want everybody, here we go. We're going on a nice peninsula, a different lifestyle, and which everybody does. We all like, and Toronto's one of the biggest places here that people like to travel and go places. So we're known for that. So people can just get on the flight. We'll try to see if we can get some deals through the airlines or something. But for a group of people. But just ask any questions. We're here to ask, to answer anything for you. Or if you're not sure of something, if you're not seeing something on the internet that you're not sure of, you could just reach out. That's all.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so thank you, Dr. Sam, for telling us about this, enriched smart city in Limbe, Cameroon. Trust me, people, I had it spelled Limbe, but you have to get used to the. You be calling Austin, but it's Limbe, so we'll get it there. So, anyways, I want to thank the viewers for watching tonight and tuning in with the journey of the Enriched Smart City Resort in Limbe, Cameroon. So, good night, everybody, and bye for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes.